great holiday. Today we are going to talk about trigonometry. But wait, don't go anywhere as this topic is very interesting and in the end of the video we will gather a lot of realizations. Let's first know what trigonometry is. The study of trigonometry involves learning how trigonometric functions, such as the sine or cosine of an angle. For example, it can be used to work out the angles and dimensions of a particular shape. Effective trigonometric courses should focus on teaching students about the most important trigonometric functions. Now let's check out what fun facts that involves about trigonometry. First fun fact is there are 8 trigonometric identities called fundamental identities. 3 of them are called Pythagorean identities as they are based on Pythagorean theorem. Second fact is the field emerged from applications of geometry to astronomical studies in the 3rd century BC. Final fact is trigonometry is associated with music and architecture. Now that we know what trigonometry is, let's go look for subjects to prove to you that trigonometry is everywhere.
Before we go and look for example of a right triangle, let's first identify the sides of a right-angled triangle, which is hypotenuse, opposite side, and the adjacent side.
Now, let's go hunting and find a right triangle. Did you know that stairs consist of a right triangle? View it in a certain angle and tada, it's a right triangle. If a right triangle formed in the side of the stairs when on opposite side of 45 cm at an angle of 30 degrees, what is the measurement of the hypotenuse side?
So what we're looking for is a hypotenuse side. And looking for it, we're gonna use one of the trigonometric functions, which is the sine function. So sine is equals to opposite over hypotenuse. We're gonna substitute the sine into sine 30 degrees equals to 45 centimeters over hypotenuse. Then we're gonna cross multiply so we can divide 45 centimeters to sine 30 degrees. So the approximate measurement of a hypotenuse is 90 centimeters.
Second subject of the day is tiles. You might be wondering how can a right triangle be there when its shape is square? Let's try to look closely. And there you have it, a perfect right triangle. When we cut half of the tiles, a right triangle forms and it has an opposite side of 120 meters and the adjacent side has a measurement of 95 meters. Find the measurement of an angle in half time.
In looking for an angle, we are going to use the tangent function. So tangent equals to 120 over 95. Before we continue, we will simplify it. So it will be 24 over 19. We are going to first transfer the tangent so we can multiply it. When we transfer it, it must be a negative sign. So tangent to the power of negative 1 multiplied by 24 over 19. So the angle of the half a tile is 51.63 degrees.
This braid stays amazing, but did you know that this can be a right triangle like the other subjects? Let's look for it. And here we go. Let's look at an example. Let's focus on angle B since that is the angle that is explicitly given in the diagram. Note that we are given the length of the hypotenuse and we are asked to find the length of the side opposite angle B. The trigonometric ratio that contains both of the sides is the side. Let us now solve for the unknown. Sine is open parenthesis to B close parenthesis is equals to opposite is to hypotenuse. Sine open parenthesis 50 degrees close parenthesis is equals to AC to 6. 6 sines open parenthesis 50 degrees close parenthesis is equals to AC. Multiply both sides by 6, so 4.60 is equals to AC.
They may be surprising to you all, but trigonometry is all around us. Now, we challenge you to look for it on your own.
As of now, I think you know how important trigonometry is. The knowledge of triangles and formulas results in the ability to solve many complex design problems. This includes sine, cosine, and tangent functions. Trigonometry is used in various branches of physics such as measuring dynamics, kinematics, and calculating vectors. Trigonometric calculations are part of geometry that assist in finding out the exact value of the opposing sides of a triangle even if only one side and angle is known to you. It mostly deals with the right angles as shown in the illustration above that has two right angles joined together and can be used in mainly two ways with the help of a trigonometry calculator online. Trigonometry can be used to roof a house to make the roof inclined in the case of a single individual bungalows and the height of the roof in buildings, etc. It is used naval and aviation industries. It is used in cartography, creation of maps. Also, trigonometry has its application in satellite systems.
Now we all know that most of the students hate math and find it difficult. But what we don't know is how much it made our lives easier and on the go. Trigonometry is a very different subject than the most of the math we encounter in our lives previously. And it takes a different way of thinking to understand. For that reason, many people just want to get it over with when the trig comes up in school. Without it, we can study relationship in mathematics involving lengths, heights, and angles of different triangles. We should appreciate it by learning more about trigonometry. It is not as simple, but it is worth of frustration and time. It is not as simple, but it is worth of the frustration and time.
We realize that trigonometry can be used in many areas such as astronomy and architecture. They can aid in calculating many things. They can also be used in cars, decks, and benches. We can conclude that without trigonometry, life would be much more difficult. Without going through the troubles, you can easily find something, so we think that it was a good invention by Archimedes. And thanks to this, many architects do not need to go through the trouble to calculate things. So it really helps in real-life application and not only in tests and exams. I hope we convince all of you how important trigonometry or math really is. It's not all about numbers, but it also made a big difference in our lives. See you next time and goodbye!